We are live after that horrible Eagles performance tonight. What an absolute disgrace. The Eagles might have the worst defense in the NFL. It's unbelievable to watch. Horrible defense. They can't cover anyone. They can't stop the run. They can't tackle. And the coaching, absolutely horrible. Nick Sirianni not taking the 3 points, loses them the game, loses the game again. Kellen Moore just run the ball in that situation with Saquon Barkley. What are you throwing the ball for when all you got to do is run the ball? Take another 40 seconds off the clock, kick the field goal, and they have a lot less time to operate and are a lot more frantic. Absolutely horrible performance, and Jalen Hurts is just not clutch. This Eagles football team's not very good, and they're about to get blown out next week by the Saints. Mark my words. They're going to get absolutely blown out next week. What a terrible performance. Just in general. 23 of 30, 183, touchdown and interception. Saquon Barkley, 22 for 95, and then they passed the ball on that play. Absolutely horrible coaching. Kellen Moore, I have no idea what you're thinking, but you are the reason we lost this game by dialing up a pass play in that situation. Just a myriad of horrible coaching. And then Vic Fangio with that stupid prevent defense, just like Kirk Cousins marched down the field and scored a touchdown. And Darius Slay on that last drive, like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Just man-to-man cover, London. Like, what are you doing? Just horrible. There's a complete team loss by the Philadelphia Eagles. I need a drink after that one, guys. What a horrible performance by the Philadelphia Eagles. Absolutely terrible. Like, the fact that they lost that game just proves to me that this defense is not even close to being good enough to win a championship. They're probably not even good enough to win the division. That's where the Eagles are right now. Jalen Hurts is not very good. He can't throw the ball. He just can't throw the ball. I mean, Saquon Barkley's got to make that catch, but it's just a terrible play call. Yeah, it's sad. Absolutely pathetic. The coaches lost that game for the Eagles tonight. What a monumentally horrible coaching performance. Nick Sirianni is getting a first-class ticket to being fired when you lose a game like that, when all you got to do is run the ball. Just run the ball. You're probably going to pick up the first down, and then the game's over. But no, you got to get cute with it, try to throw a pass, and be too smart. And you know what happens when you try to be too smart? You lose football games in the NFL. And that's exactly what happened. What a pathetic performance by the Eagles. Unbelievable, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. Fangio deserves to be fired for the way he ran that defense and for that last drive. How do you just drop back 20 yards in the coverage and just let them dink and dunk their way? Just horrible. Just an absolute terrible performance on so many different levels. To start, yeah, I mean, the Eagles are just not a good football team. They're just not a good football team. I mean, A.J. Brown, missing him is a huge deal, you know what I mean? But, that defense is terrible. They might have the worst defense. Them and the Panthers and the Giants and Commanders, those four teams probably have the worst defenses. You can mix in the Cardinals there, too. The absolute worst defenses in the NFL. Vic Fangio called a terrible game. They have no pass rush. The Eagles have no pass rush. 1 sack. They allowed Kirk Cousins a 117 rating. Yeah, the Eagles are not very good. They're just not a good. Their defense is so bad. They have I can't even begin to tell you. They don't have one. Maybe they have one good player on their defense right now, and that's Jalen Carter. But that's it. They miss so many tackles, blown coverages. They can't stop the run when they know the run's coming. Just an overall monumental collapse by the Eagles. I would be surprised if Nick Sirianni survives this season. He might get fired midseason. I don't see him being the Eagles coach next year for sure. Just what on earth are you thinking passing that ball on third down there when all you got to do is just run the ball? All you got to do is run the ball. Just absolutely horrible coaching on so many levels. Like, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, it was an absolute horrible performance, guys. But I'm showing up, win, lose, or draw. I'm showing up for you guys to talk some ball. And, I am going to be honest with this Eagles team and all my subscribers. Just a horrible performance. No way. That's not true. The play call lost them the game. Barkley had a monster game. 22 carries, 95 yards. He had a monster game. Another 4 catches for 21 yards. I'm 100%. He's got to catch that ball. But the play call is so stupid. Just run the ball. There's no reason to pass that ball there. There's legitimately 0 reasons to pass the ball there. Just run the ball. You take 40 seconds off the clock, worst case scenario. And then they have 60 seconds. It's just an overall terrible performance. The Patriots got a good defense, though, actually. Their offense is just cheeks. Yeah, we know Barkley dropped the ball. But if they run the ball there, they probably pick up the first down anyway. They've been running the ball down their throat all game. They averaged 5 yards a carry all game. Just run the ball. Yeah, Vic Fangio was in that prevent defense, and the only thing that they prevented was the Eagles from winning the game. Oh, absolutely horrible. The defense was atrocious all night long. Maybe by default, the NFC East is probably maybe the worst division in football, maybe. Yeah, they might have the worst division in football right now. I mean, the Falcons are still trash. They're not a good football team. Yeah, Hurts has been terrible all year. Yeah, I mean, I think Kellen Moore calls the play, so it was Kellen Moore calling that pass on that last third down. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, it's been a tough year. But, yeah, I mean, it's not even about panicking. It's like, how does this defense get better? They have no talent on that defense. Hurts is not amazing. Have you been watching football the last, 15 games he's played? He's far from amazing. Yeah, just horrible coaching. Coaching lost the Eagles this game. Not kicking the early field goal. If they kick that early field goal, they're not even in position to lose this game. So, I mean, he's an average NFL quarterback. He's not amazing. What do you mean? If you watch that last route, he has Devontae Smith over the top where he made that throw, and Covey is wide open on a slant across the middle of the field, and Hurts just doesn't throw him the ball. He was locked on one wide receiver and made the throw. That's amateur stuff. C.J. Stroud is 100 times better than Jalen Hurts. It's not even close. No, they don't. The Eagles' defense is horrible. What? They have no talent on that defense at all whatsoever. Like, literally none. Their linebackers are terrible. The pass rush is terrible. The cornerbacks are not good. Darius Slay, what was he doing in coverage on that last play? Like, totally washed out of the play. What do you mean? How could you even say that they have a lot of talent on that defense? Did you watch the game at all? Have you watched the game, the last 2 games? So much, dude, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind if you think that. The Eagles' safety, like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, was out of position on so many plays throughout that whole game. Reed Blankenship did nothing. Quinyon Mitchell got cooked. Darius Slay got cooked. They got no pass rush, 1 sack. It's crazy, man. Yeah. Vikings had a big win, and Brock Purdy probably played his worst game as a professional. Yeah, big loss for the Eagles tonight. Pathetic performance from the coaches tonight. Yeah, I mean, I just think Vic Fangio had a terrible scheme that last drive with that crap prevent defense. And then Kellen Moore, you got to just run the ball. That 3rd down and 3, you could take an extra 40 seconds off the clock. You stop the clock when you throw an incomplete pass. It's really, really stupid. Yeah, no chance. Not with that defense, dude. What do you think the 49ers offense is going to do to this Eagles defense? Absolutely. This defense is so bad. Unbelievably terrible. Gave up 5.4 yards per carry, this defense. And that's including Kirk Cousins, 4 carries for -1 yards. So they actually gave up more like 5.7 yards per carry tonight. Andrew, you're 100% right. They cannot tackle at all whatsoever. They can't tackle. They can't stop the run. This defense is terrible. And Kellen Moore passing the ball there on 3rd down is one of the worst calls I might have ever seen in the National Football League. It was a really, really, really... They don't have a lot of talent, and they're poorly coached. That's like a recipe to lose a lot of games in the NFL. I mean, Arizona's defense is not very good. They're not going to... The Lions and the 49ers are way better than Arizona. Donovan Kelly, you're 100% right. Kellen Moore is an idiot for calling a pass on that 3rd and 3. Yeah, Darius Slay, he can't tackle at all. Did you see him trying to make tackles tonight? He stinks, man. He's done. Yeah, what a terrible call. Kellen Moore, what an absolutely terrible... Oh, 100%. Callie, dude, they're going to get destroyed by the Saints. They're going to get destroyed. They're going to give up 500 yards probably. What did they give up tonight? Almost 400 yards again tonight. Yeah, they're getting torched. No, honestly, I don't agree with that. Like, even if he catches the ball, great. It's still a stupid play call. I don't care if he catches the ball and runs it in for a touchdown. It's still a dumb call. Like, dumb plays work in the NFL sometimes. It's just a dumb play call, straight up. Yeah, penalties. They did everything they possibly could to lose that game. Just an absolute terrible performance. Guys, if you're interested, please subscribe to the channel. I'm closing in on 9,000 subscribers. It's all to you guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button so this video gets out to more and more people. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and talking ball. Even when the Eagles lose, I'm here. Win, lose, draw. I'm here to talk ball with you guys all day long. Just a terrible performance, man. Nick Sirianni is... Appreciate you, man. Yeah, Nick Sirianni's doing everything he can to get fired right now. The Eagles' defense is so bad. The Saints have a actually really, really good defense. They have a top 10 defense. The Eagles have a bottom 5 defense. Yeah, man, we're getting there. Getting close, man. Thanks, Lennon. I appreciate you, dude. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles are going to get smoked next week. I'm not even going to pretend like the game's going to be close. To lose a game like this, just horrible coaching. Guys, absolutely horrible coaching, man. I mean, I think Barkley will be okay, and A.J. Brown's not going to play next week either, they said. Yes, easily. The Texans' defense is way better than the Eagles. It's not even close, man. The Eagles' defense is horrible. They're a bottom 10 unit easily. Yeah, Barkley's going to, he makes that catch, they win the game. Thanks, how about them sports? I appreciate you, man. No, he's not overpaid. He's a very, very good player. He just didn't make a play. It happens sometimes. The defense just looked. It wasn't even that the Falcons played well or like had a good scheme. Like the Eagles' defense was just so bad. The Steelers have like one of the best defenses in the NFL. Ugh, I don't know, man. That defense has no talent. James, that defense has no talent, man. And when you have no talent and you make poor decisions as coaches, you lose games. Yeah, I don't think he's overpaid. I don't agree with that. Yeah, you got to run the ball there because they were averaging over 5 yards a carry. You got to run the ball in that situation. And then they had no timeouts. So it goes from a minute 40 to a minute, and then you got to make the kickoff. You know what I mean? I mean, if Jordan Love played better, they win that game. Maybe he lasts the whole season, but I think he gets canned. Like, you got to run the ball there. It's like football 101. It's like Pop Warner football, man. But I think Kellen Moore is calling the plays now, not Sirianni. But as a head coach, you got to override that and be like, we're running the ball here. I mean, everybody cooks against the Eagles. Josh Jacobs had like 5,000 rushing yards last week. The Eagles' defense is so bad. They have no talent, man. The linebacker in Fangio's scheme, you need really good linebackers, and the Eagles have no linebackers, and they can't get a pass rush with four guys. So how are you going to generate pass rush? They have no pass rushers. That dude Bryce Huff has been horrible for the Eagles so far. Yeah, I mean the Eagles' defense is just so bad. All right, we kick off Thursday with the Patriots-Jets game. That should be pretty fun to watch. Yeah, Diddy's about to do some serious time, huh? Yeah, I just don't understand, like, on what planet you call a pass there. I know my wife told me that earlier that Diddy got arrested. We got Giants at Cleveland, Packers at Tennessee, Bears at Colts, Texans at Minnesota, Philadelphia at New Orleans. They're about to get roasted. What else do we got? We got Chargers at Steelers. That's going to be a good one. Broncos at Tampa Bay. Carolina at Raiders. Dolphins at Seattle. Ravens at Dallas. That should be an interesting game. San Francisco at Rams. Lions at Arizona. Kansas City at Atlanta. And then Jacksonville at Buffalo. And then Washington at Cincinnati. Yeah, I mean the Eagles are just I don't know. That was such a gut punch right there. Yeah, I mean I think the Texans are Super Bowl contenders. I don't know if the Vikings are quite there yet. Yeah, Nicholas, I agree with you. I don't think he's overpaid either. Yeah, the Rams are going to struggle. I think the 49ers get right next week and put a hurting on the Rams, but Debo Samuel's out too, so the 49ers are pretty banged up, but the Rams don't have any offense anymore. No Cup, no Puka. The offensive line is on like the eighth string. Yeah, the Texans are stacked, man. Yeah, the Texans are really, really good. It's been a weird first 2 weeks, man. A lot of upsets, a lot of really sloppy play. I mean, the first 2 weeks are like I can't believe these are NFL games. Just horrible coaching. It's just been a really, really weird couple weeks, guys. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, guys, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. We're closing in on 9K. It's all because of you guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. I don't know. The Ravens losing to the Raiders. Like, how? How do you blow that lead to the Raiders? I just don't get it. It's been such a weird couple weeks. Been a really weird couple weeks, man. How about like the Jaguars game, like Evan Ingram like pulling his hamstring in warm-ups and missing the game? No, I don't think Nick Sirianni's a good coach. What does he do well? He doesn't call plays. He's always screaming. I mean, what does he do well? I don't think Nick Sirianni does anything particularly well. I think he's like I think players like playing for him because he's like enthusiastic, but like he doesn't do anything well. Yeah, Lennon, I agree. The Ravens really need another wide receiver to step up. Yeah, Pacheco is done 6 to 8 weeks, they said, so he's done for a while. Week 3 is not a week I'm jumping at making bets. There's not a ton of bets I love. I like the Buccaneers versus Denver. One of their starting offensive linemen, he's going to miss that game. There's not a ton of games where I'm like, I do like the Packers as underdogs against Tennessee. This is going to be a grind kind of week. And Kenneth Walker's hurt. A.J. Brown's hurt. I don't really like Rachaad White personally. I mean, he averages like 3 yards a carry, man. He's not going to get you a ton of points. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love that trade. A.J. Brown's going to miss another week next week. No, Nick Sirianni. Dakota. I was talking about Nick Sirianni. Someone asked me if Nick Sirianni is a good coach, and I said, no, I don't think he's a good coach. Because he doesn't do anything particularly well. He doesn't call plays on offense or defense. What does he do? Besides make dumb calls like not taking points in the beginning of a game and taking 3 points. He just does dumb stuff all the time, and I don't think he's a good coach. He's lost more Eagles games than he's won Eagles games, in my opinion, with his coaching calls. Anthony Richardson looked horrible last week against the Packers. 3 interceptions. He looked lost. Horrible throws. I thought he was going to have a good game against the Packers, and he looked terrible. Yeah, I saw the news about Bryce Young, man. He's been awful. Since he's gotten to the league, he's been absolutely terrible. It might be good for him to sit down and watch a little bit because he doesn't look good. He hasn't played like. I think Pittman gets cooking eventually. I don't know when, but I think he'll get rolling. Yeah, I still can't believe the Eagles lost that game. I'm still in disbelief. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy, guys. Yeah, I mean, Andy Dalton's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he'll get more out of the offense than Bryce Young's doing right now. Well, and then, what is Fangio doing in that prevent defense? Just letting Kirk Cousins drop back and have all the time in the world just to, pick you apart? It's just stupid, man. Just terrible coaching. Yeah, you got to just run the ball there. That was just a really, really dumb play by the Eagles. You got to run the ball there. Straight up. Straight up. You got to run the ball there. And if you guys are interested, I just opened up my memberships. $4.99 a month. You get all my bets, all my survivor picks each and every Friday. So if you're interested in getting some bets every Friday, make sure you check out the memberships in the description below. Yeah, Zach Ball was missing tackles all over the field, man. I get that Barkley was wide open, but you got to just look about, like, when you're a coach, you got to think about the worst case scenario. Incomplete pass gives them an extra timeout and stops the clock. You have to run the ball there, and you're averaging 5 yards a carry. So the odds are in your favor that you're going to pick the first down up anyway. So it makes no sense analytically to pass the ball there. I mean, Darius Slay on that last play wasn't within 5 yards of Drake London. So, like, what is he doing? We don't need you in the middle of the field. We need you to man-to-man body up Drake London. I know, but his job is not to, like, scramble around. His job is to deliver throws on time. Yes, Sam, you're 100% right, dude. Take the points. You always take the points. Not taking the points is always dumb. Yeah, they're about to get their brakes blown off of them by the Saints next week. In New Orleans, that offense is cooking right now. I think Matt Kubiak's the offensive coordinator there. You know, the Eagles' defense is about to get lit on fire, torched. Like, they're going to give up at least 35 points. Book it. I wonder what the odds are right now. Where are the odds? I want to see the odds of this. I don't see the odds for this game. I don't see the odds for the Eagles-Saints game yet. I still can't believe the Eagles lost that game, man. No, I think the Saints are going to spank the Eagles, man. It's not going to be pretty. Just the defense in general, to me. They can't tackle at all. They just ran the ball on pretty much every single play and just still couldn't stop the run. Yeah, let me check. Check the Saints versus the Cowboys, week 2. I'm just checking some stats out for one of you guys. So the Saints had 242 passing yards and 190 rushing yards. 190 rushing yards, 242 passing yards for the Saints versus the Cowboys this week. Yeah, I mean, when I was looking at the Saints roster, I didn't think they were going to be that good this year. When Ramczyk got hurt, the right tackle, I thought they were going to struggle offensively. But, man, their new offensive coordinator has that team rolling, man. They could. I think they gave up at least 30. Yeah, we'll see if it lasts for the Saints. But the way they're rolling right now, the Eagles' defense is so bad. Yeah, Alvin Kamara averaged 5.8 yards per carry versus Dallas. He's going to average like 7 against the Eagles. Because the Cowboys' defense on paper especially is way better than the Eagles is. The Eagles can't tackle at all whatsoever. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how bad they are. They got to be bottom 5. They gave up 400. I think they've given up 800 total yards in those first 2 games, the Eagles. You could probably get that defense, get guys that can actually play defense. He's got to have a good offensive coordinator, though, because Belichick is not smart enough to call offensive plays at this point. And he can't be the GM. If he wants to be the GM, I want nothing to do with Belichick. It's so hard to be a coach in the NFL. To be a coach and a GM is just impossible. It's so dumb. Nah, I think Parsons goes back to the Cowboys. Yeah, C.J. Gardner-Johnson sucks, dude. He made that big tackle, but like from like a safety perspective, he's always out of position. He's always getting torched. He sucks. Like if you like look at it from a purely fundamental, be where you're supposed to be in the right spot where you're supposed to be. He's slow. He's just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his. Whew. He's just older now, man. He's just not good. If you look at his PFF grades for the last like 5 years, he's a below average safety in the NFL. Yeah, the Eagles can't tackle at all. A risk taker works when you're young and athletic. He's neither of those two things. I'm going to look up C.J. Gardner-Johnson's PFF grades the last few years. Okay, so 2024, he's got a 56 PFF grade. 2023, 61. 2022, 65. 2021, 62. 2020, 60. He sucks. Yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson is just not good. He brings a little nastiness to your defense, but he's just not good. He's a great complement to a good defense, but he's not the guy to be like a general out there. If he's your best defensive player, you have a serious issue. That's why the Eagles are where they're at right now. Yeah, I mean, he likes to mix it up, but like he stinks at football. The PFF grades on the Eagles defense are so bad. This defense is monumentally terrible. When a rookie and a 37-year-old have your two highest PFF grades on your defense, you know there's some serious issues. Serious issues, man. It's crazy, guys. Yeah, I mean, I just call it like I see it. I'm not like one of these NFL analysts who are like, this team is so good, or this is, I just watch tape and I call it like I see it. Am I right all the time with my picks? Of course not. It's the NFL. I had a tough week last week. The first week I went 12-4 with my picks. There's some ups and there's some downs when you're making picks in the NFL. Any given Sunday is so true. Some weeks are better than others, and if you want to hate on me for having a bad week, I don't really care. I just watch tape. I watch every game twice every week, and I just give my thoughts about it. Yeah, Jalen Carter hasn't been good. The Eagles are getting no pressure on the quarterback. This whole defensive scheme where you never blitz is just like the offense always knows where the players are going to be at defensively. And once you figure that out, unless you have superstars at every position, then it's going to be really, really tough for you to like stymie some of these great offenses. Nick, I totally get that, right? But like sometimes you can't be too smart. When you're trying to be too cute, stupid stuff happens. And that's why the Eagles lost this game. If they run the ball, like analytically, it's like 95% chance they're going to win that game. The only way you lose it is by doing stupid stuff like passing the ball on 3rd and 3 by the goal line when the other team has no timeouts. That's just stupid. You know, but like, yeah, Jalen Hurts threw an interception at the end of the game, but he should have never been in position to have to throw those balls because Kellen Moore made a stupid call on 3rd down. Sure, Saquon Barkley's got to catch that ball, right? But as a coach, you're like, I want to win the game. I'm not trying to be cute. Run the ball. Just, there's no reason. If you run the ball, worst case scenario is you take 40 more seconds off the clock and then you kick the field goal. So either way, you're still in a better situation than the Eagles were in, no matter what happens. So it's just really, really dumb. Just stupid play calling, man. And that's what lost them the game. Straight up. Terrible coaching. Not taking the 3 points early in the game. Horrible, man. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles are just not a good defensive team. They're just, in my opinion, they're poorly coached. And their defense is really, really bad. Like, exceptionally bad. But that's what happens when you ignore the linebacker position and the safety position for decades. Yeah, John Gotti, I agree 100%. Nick Sirianni is, every dumb decision he makes is getting him closer and closer to getting fired. They can't tackle at all. They're it's I can't believe they're professional football players. That's how bad of tacklers this team is. Like, there's some plays, 2, 3, 4 guys are missing tackles on the same play. It's really, really, they should be embarrassed by that performance. And for Kirk Cousins to be able to move the ball 70 yards in a little over a minute is crazy, man. It's seriously, I mean, it's really, really, and like they're unwilling to tackle. Like Darius Slay wants nothing to do with making a tackle. It's just like, it's embarrassing. For the amount of money they get paid, it's crazy. Oh, hey, Marcus. Hi to you too, bud. No, it wouldn't surprise me at all. That defense is really, really that bad. I mean, if A.J. Brown plays that game, they probably win. But that just goes to show you, like, this defense is so bad. The first 2 games, like, they've given up. Let's see how many yards they've given up on the ground in the first 2 games. So this week they gave up 152 yards. And last week they gave up 163. Over 310 yards they've given up rushing in the first 2 games. That's so bad. Over 300 yards on the ground they've given up in 2 games. 2 games. I mean, the defense is just so bad. It's got to be frustrating for the Eagles' offense when this defense just is historically bad. And then Howie Roseman doesn't draft any linebackers until the 5th round. Like, I just don't understand. Make me understand. Make me understand. I want to understand, but I'm failing to understand. And then you bring in a guy, Devin White, who can't even make your roster? That's how you upgrade your linebacker position in the offseason? It just makes no sense. Let's see. Eagles got the Saints, the Buccaneers, and the Browns. Not easy games. Not easy games. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, nothing the Eagles do defensively makes any sense to me. And if you look at the best defenses in the NFL, they all have stud linebackers. Name a great defense that doesn't have a stud linebacker. Just look at the 49ers defense with Fred Warner and how unbelievably talented he is. You need a guy like that in the middle of your defense to make plays. And the Eagles do not have that. That's for sure. Their D-line sucks. And it's not even so much the D-line that's really bad. Their linebackers can't tackle at all. At all. And Jordan Davis is just not good. The Eagles don't play the Texans. We got Saints, Browns. Saints, Buccaneers, then Browns next 3 weeks. Yeah, but if you look at Jeremiah Trotter Jr., he had like a 15% missed tackle rate in college. What? Like, how are you drafting a guy with a 15% missed tackle rate in college? Like, I just don't understand. He was inactive today because he's not. Nakobe Dean won the starting job somehow. And he was like, I don't want to play special teams, so if I'm not starting, then I don't want to dress. That's like what I heard. Because he doesn't play special teams, so if he's not going to start, he doesn't really have any value to the team, right? Yeah, I think he thought he was going to come into Philadelphia and get playing time, and that hasn't been the case. And the fact that he can't get playing time for this abomination of a defense is crazy to me. Hey, look at the Eagles draft. Cornerback, edge, running back, wide receiver with the first 5 picks. What do we need another wide receiver for? And you brought in Saquon. You already have Kenny Gainwell. You don't need a running back and a wide receiver in the 4th and 5th round. How about some linebackers? How about a safety? How about some guys that can rush the passer? Just crazy to me. And then they drafted another wide receiver in the 6th round. Like, what are they doing? And Johnny Wilson had that horrible holding call tonight. Yeah, Sweat is overpaid, not good. Zach Bond, not good. Devin White, not good. Jordan Davis, not good. Bryce Huff has been a non-factor his first 2 games with the Eagles. And he can't get off blocks. He can't stop the run at all whatsoever. They paid him all that money to not be good at football. The Jets were like, see you later. Yeah, I didn't. They didn't do anything. The defensive line is the same as last year pretty much. Plus Bryce Huff, who wasn't even a full-time player with the Jets. I mean, the offense will be fine, but they're going to have to score 30 points a game to win. That defense is so bad. Yeah, I'm just keeping it real, man. That's what I do. Just keeping it real, guys. If you haven't yet, guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. Closing in on 9,000 subs, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Bryce Huff is trash, dude. He sucks. Yeah, Barkley, yeah, he's going to be thinking about that drop pass for sure. But he shouldn't even be in a situation to have to make that play. Hand him the ball. He was averaging over 5 yards a carry tonight. Just let him run the ball. There's no reason to get cute. When you get cute, stupid stuff happens. And that's what happened. Straight up. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. That's my goal. I wanted to get to 5,000 this year, but we blew that out of the water, man. We've been killing it. We added 2,000 subscribers last month in August. We're at 1,500 so far this month, so we're starting to pile up, man. Yeah, Chicken Man, 100%. Horrible play call. Embarrassing play call. I mean, just let him run the ball. Yeah. Yeah, but no A.J. Brown. You can see the offense is just... A.J. Brown is just such a dog. And he's like double covered on every play, and it just like opens up so much for other players. 3rd down. It was 3rd and 3. And the Falcons had no timeouts left with 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock. Just so dumb. Absolutely dumb. Yeah, it was a horrible play call, man. No way around it, guys. Just a terrible play call. Oof. Yeah, run the ball. I feel like Sandra Bullock from that movie. Run the dang ball. It's really that simple. It's just like there's no, I mean, unless there's just so many more ways that that play can go wrong than just doing the smart thing. Yeah, I'm just talking the game out. You know what I mean? And like, I'm pretty unbiased, like with what I see. I'm gonna call out the good stuff and the bad stuff, straight up. Yeah, and that's if they, and then if he gets the first down, the game's over. Yeah, their defense is just not very good, and like it's not going to get better. They don't have the talent to make it get better. It's not like the Eagles defense had a bunch of guys hurt and they were playing with the B squad. Like this is the best they got. Abram, what are you talking about? You like our quarterback we gave you? Yeah, I mean Moore made a horrible play call. He tried to get too cute with it. He tried to be the smart one in the room. But you know what? He wasn't. Straight up. Just absolutely terrible. I appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. We added a bunch of subscribers on this little live stream we're doing. I really appreciate you guys. That field in Brazil was so bad. Yeah, can you imagine how many yards Josh Jacobs would have had if he had his feet under him? Yeah, sports and gaming, you're 100% right. What's up, Molly? What's going on? Yeah, he just makes poor throws. That he should have never been in a situation to throw that ball at the end of the game, but he had Covey wide open on the underneath route, like a slant in the middle of the field. He was just like fixated on Devontae Smith, and he got burned. Just a bad throw. Straight up. They did everything to lose that game. Pretty much everything they could to lose that game. You got it, man. Cheers. I need a drink after that game. I lost some years of my life for sure. Oh, yeah, Chicken Man, you're 100% right. Just locked on one receiver, not going through his progressions. He made some good throws, but especially because like all you got to do is get a field goal. You don't need it all in that one play. They had a timeout. You don't need to get it all in one play, man. Yeah, third down, Lennon. Third down. Yeah, I mean, they definitely needed A.J. Brown. Oh, yeah, Vino, 100%. You got to take the points there. That was idiotic. To not take the points there was epically dumb. Vino, you're 100,000% right. Listen to this guy, Vino, man, because he's 100% right. You always have to take the points, especially early in the game, because they lost by 1 point. And that was the difference. That's the difference. I mean, John Gotti, you're 100% right. Just work the middle of the field. Keep dotting it up. And if you get a first down, you can always spike it. You know what I mean? You got time. Yeah, always take the points. 100%. Super dumb. Just poor coaching. They just did everything that you're taught in football not to do. That's what they did. Because they thought they were the smartest kid in the room. And guess what? They got egg on their head because they lost. Because they tried to be the smartest guy in the room. Yeah, yeah, I just don't think this defense is good, and it's going to be a problem all year long. They don't have any talent on their defense. They just don't. I think Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean will get better, but like the linebacker room is atrocious. They're not getting any pass rush. Their D line, like for Vic Fangio's scheme to work, you got to be able to get to the quarterback rushing four guys, and they cannot do it. Yeah, that kid Mason looks good. But Debo Samuel's out again. Super Miguel, super torchable. Like they are on fire. That's how torchable they are. Everyone in that room is literally on fire. That's how bad they are. If you haven't yet, guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, consider joining the channel for my memberships. Really helps this channel out. Helps me to be able to put out more and more NFL content for you guys. San Diego. I know. I mean, it's just they went into that prevent defense and they just let Kirk Cousins march down the field. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. Yeah, Debo's out this week. I think everyone lost a lot of money on bets this week. It was like ridiculous. The Colts losing, the Ravens losing, the Jaguars losing to the Browns at home. Just the NFL is so weird this week. The Cowboys were 16-0 in their last 16 home games and got blown out. Crazy, man. I think the Eagles have just like the regular amount of draft. I think they have a couple extra fifth round picks, but for the most part, I think they just have like the normal picks. Yeah, I think everyone got. I like survived to like break even, barely. I lost some of the money I won in the first week. I gave some of those wins back, but I'm pretty much even. Yeah, San Fran lost to the Vikings. The defense looks terrible, man. Yeah, luckily I have 10 entries in this year's survivor pool, so I lost one Colts and two Ravens, so I'm down to 7. I got 7 of my 10 left. Yeah, I had the Chiefs. I had Houston. I forget who else I had. But yeah, we got 7 out of 10 moving on to next week. Yeah, luckily in my league, so in the league that I'm in, you can buy back in week 1. So I lost a bunch on the Bengals, but I bought back in and picked San Francisco. So that's how my survivor pool works. So in week 1, you like to pick random teams because teams that you might not use later on, because if you lose, you can buy back on the Monday night game. And I like San Francisco, so I bought all my entries back for survivor, and then I won them all with San Francisco. Yeah, I lost a parlay on the Eagles too. I had a Houston Chiefs Eagles parlay. I should have cashed out, but I didn't, and the Eagles lost. Yeah, the Cowboys got their brakes blown off them, man. It was insane. Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that week 2 was a lot more nuts than week 1. Like week 1, I was right on the money. I went 12-4 with my picks. I was feeling good, and then week 2 came and like blew up a lot of my picks. So I got to study some tape, do better next week. That's all you can do is just, wipe your feet off and move on to next week. Yeah, Levis is trash. Yeah, I like the Eagles, but they got the next 3 games are tough, man. They got the Saints, they got the Browns. Not easy games. I know. I was so sure that the Colts were going to play really well against the Packers. I knew stopping the run would be an issue because the Colts are terrible against the run too. But man, Anthony Richardson played so bad, John Gotti. I couldn't believe how bad he played. It was horrible. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I'm going to put out a bunch of new content tomorrow, so make sure you check out my new long-form videos. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 9K, man. It's all because of you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for tuning into the show. And I'll catch up with you guys later in the week, all right? Have a good week. Sad the Eagles lost, but on the next week where they're probably going to get blown out again. Ugh, sad face. All right, later, guys. Peace.